Well, guys, we have made it. It was a very butt-kicking, sled-pulling journey that took way longer than we expected. I mean,
now 4:20.
It is 4:20 now. I think we started at like 11 is when all of us got up here, but we didn't hit the trail until like 12:30. So it kind of gives you an idea how long it took. I mean, it is nice. We are at the campsite that I stayed at for a 4-day trip for New Year's. And now we got a huge canvas tent to set up. Like I said, making some upgrades.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down this next part. Can you hand me a beer? Like a fresh one?
What?
Can someone hand me a fresh beer so I can get one to Liz when she...
Here it is, everybody. I'm sorry I did not record any footage, as this is the first time we've actually pitched the full thing. And this is my new canvas tent. It's got some stains on it, but I got it for an incredible deal, so no complaints. Stove jack's right there. That's where the wood stove's going. Travis is hauling in the wood stove. Hey, can you grab my shovel, bro? Yeah. But yeah, this is it. Let's go outside.
Right, at least you know what to do next time. I was just overcompensating when we were putting these poles up. That one came out.
Oh, we better fix that. 2 of them unsnapped. It's pretty cool. It's about 9 feet tall. It's pretty wide. I'm not sure what brand this is.
Homemade, dude. Straight up. The way those poles fit together.
It is perfect.
Definitely homemade.
Look at him go. Alright guys, so the tent is set. Stove is set up. I just chopped some firewood, so I'm going to get this fire started naturally. So I got some fat wood pieces in this tent right here. And then I got what they call a magnesium ferro rod. First time using it. I got it at the Sportsman Expo here in my state. So basically I'm going to start this naturally and then I'll throw it all in there. So yeah, stay tuned for fire and hotel spinning compass. These are the fat wood pieces that I was talking about. In this little tin can. This is what I'm going to use until I get the fire started naturally. You know what? Where's my knife at? I don't know how to do this. Oh no. Okay, maybe we need a little bit of tinder. And if your ferro rod fails, always good old Bic.
Right.
Now we just play the waiting game. The waiting game!
Because otherwise you'll cut off oxygen and the flame will go out.
Yeah. And this wood's a little wet. It was buried in the snow, but I split it down into tiny little pieces. So I got some really good tinders going. I'm just waiting until this thing catches, and then the whole thing will just go. 9-day winter camping trip. Looking at it. So what you eating over there, Travis?
This would be a stuffed clam.
He's got himself a stuffed clam. We got some stuffed clams on the stove right now.
Courtesy of our local King Supers.
Courtesy of our local King Supers. Up in the canvas tent. So I just closed the doorway. And we're about to get this thing roasting.
Yeah, these are ready.
It is nice in here, guys. Like, I can't believe I have this shelter. And it was all thanks to Ben out there. Have to thank him. How's stuffed clam?
Dude, delicious. Freaking. I've never had one quite this good.
See, he heard it from him, folks. Stuffed clams are bomb diggity bomb. Ain't that right, people? What are you slapping, squirrel?
I'm slapping some ribs.
Slapping some meat.
Slapping some Flintstone ribs.
He's just banging his meat.
You know he likes to slap it good and hard.
He's just slapping his meat around, that's all.
Yeah.
We're about to eat some ribs! And we're jamming out. Sorry, there won't be very much footage tonight. Because focusing on this.
Cold areola, my thoughts.
Cold areola. Can anybody rap like this?
I'm not always a man with great charm, but I'll be the river stays warm.
Well, good morning, guys. Finally got this guy up. He's awake. And we're actually getting ready to cook some food. What are we making today?
We are making a, what are they called? Squirrel kebabs, but like 2.0. You get the rest.
Well, they are gone now. My friends just left and said goodbye, and now I am out here by myself for 7 more days, 6, 7 more days. So I'm technically doing 8 days. So yeah, this is definitely the experience I've always wanted, and I'm here and I'm getting the chance to do this. I got my big canvas tent, wood stoves going. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be alright for a week. A week in the woods in the winter time. Well, let me talk about a couple of things. So, this is my canvas tent now. I got this for an incredible... hiccup. I got this for an incredible deal, thanks to a friend of mine. He made some calls saying he might have knew somebody who was trying to get rid of a canvas tent, and he came across this, and I picked it up for 50 bucks. That's the poles that all come with it and the tent itself. Well, it is heavy. It is heavy getting it up here. The tent probably weighs 50 pounds and the poles probably weigh 50. So, or 60 pounds. But it was definitely a hassle getting it up the hills. Good thing it's all downhill when I get out of here. 7 days, 7 or 8 days I have left out here. There's a lot that I plan on doing on this trip. I'm here, I can't go anywhere. I got dropped off, my friends are gone. I could have packed up with them and said, alright, well, let's go. But I wanted to do a long trip. I got all the gear I need, and I made some serious upgrades before I came up here, which we'll run through. Yeah, this is nice. A nice big area. Bed over there, workstation behind the camera, stoves behind the camera, all my gear up against this wall. It's nice. I like it. Now to sit here and keep splitting wood. I gotta keep that stove going and possibly cook food soon. Ah, the joys of cooking and camping. Well, good morning, guys. It's Monday. Came in Saturday morning. Day 3. I still got a long ways to go before I'm out of here. It is dumping snow outside right now. Like, it is really coming down. Oh, gosh, darn it. My hand slipped. Oops. It's a good thing I'm used to touching hot stuff all day at work. But, yeah, it's really coming down. I will see how this tent handles and see what happens. It's supposed to snow all day today. I was even listening to my weather radio. The northern part of the mountains are going to get worse. I'm a little south, so I might just get out of the outskirts of the very roughness. This is what I'm out here for. Said I wanted to do a 9-day trip, and I'm here for a 9-day trip. I mean, my only concern is if this tent starts leaking too much and it doesn't hold out like it should, then I might have to bail, but I don't know yet. So for now, I'm cooking breakfast, getting up and ready. Well, let's talk about some stuff, like my tent, for instance. This thing has given me enough room to have my bed right here, my stove over there, my firewood, and I even have a place to pull in logs and cut them up, split them, and keep this thing going. I have plenty of room, which is nice. I get to stand up, walk around if the weather's bad. But this is awesome. I wanted to talk about some of the new gear that I picked up for this trip. Let's see. First things first. This is my Goal Zero Sherpa 50 with my Nomad 13. So that way I could keep shooting video, keep taking pictures through this whole 9-day trip. Now, I want to talk about my big old sleeping bag. This is my Field and Stream Fairbanks -20 bag. It is huge. I mean, this thing weighs 13 pounds. The outside material is canvas. And it's just meant to keep you warm in some of the worst conditions. And so far it has. When I let the wood stove go out last night, I was able to not worry about it and stay plenty of warm in here. And I hardly slept with anything on, so this thing just rocks. And it's probably like 10 degrees last night. Perfect. And then you got my workstation right here. Got my pots and pans and bottles over there. I got my gear all displayed out here. Wood stove. And then everything's hanging. I even have a place to hang all my jackets. So yeah, it works. I think it's getting ready to start snowing again. It's actually cleared up for a while, a few hours. And then I think yeah, it'll start snowing again, so oh boy, we'll see what happens. Elf burgers. It is dumping snow right now. I went outside to wash my hands, and yeah, it's really coming down. Those are some elk burgers. Yum. It is crazy dumping snow outside right now. I mean, should get a few inches, 6 inches, but not a foot. It's supposed to quit by midnight. It's 6 o'clock, so we'll see. I'm trying to keep this wood stove going pretty good. And I think I got it. I'm not letting that thing move at all. That gauge on there is going to stay where it's at. Because I gotta keep the shelter warm and get ready to cook some food here soon. And brace this storm. Because tomorrow will be a better day. Alright, time to boil some water. Instead of cooking burgers or something, I'm gonna go easy and have one of my beef stroganoff with noodles. It's snowing outside. I figure a chili kind of base sounded pretty good. Something easy to clean up. But yeah, it is really coming down out there. And listening to the weather radio, I guess it's going to be like this for the rest of the night. And then it'll be better tomorrow. Now, food and feet in the stove. Well, this must be what it's like when you accomplish all your work and you could just hang out and relax and hear the snow just dump outside. Feel the warmth of the wood stove. It's nice, it's nice. But it's also a little concerned. Like I said, this is the first time I've used this. I just wonder about the snow weight. Which I think I'll be fine. Yeah. It's almost 7:30. Kind of just hanging out. Not really. Just ate dinner. Had a cup of hot chocolate to go with it. Now I'm kind of just feeding the stove. Otherwise, it's nice. It's nice out. Oh, the joys of camping. Winter camping in a canvas tent. Good morning, everybody. That's probably the coldest night of this trip so far. It was probably down to 0. It snowed like crazy last night. Probably got 3-4 inches. Not really much, but it is really coming down. It's 7 o'clock. Just woke up recently and got the stove going because I could feel frost on everything. But get this thing cranking again and it'll be nice and toasty in here. So I started the fire for the stove. So tinder tin fire starting. Some fat wood splinters work really good. So for now, just warming up. I'm not sure how warm it is outside. Not very warm. Definitely see some snow that piled up on the tent. And everywhere. Oh, I got a problem. My shelter's leaking We're by the stovepipe. And then it started leaking along the walls up here. And then it started doing it here last night. And then this whole wall just ended up seeping through. I'm not sure. I almost feel like I don't want to leave. It'll be a real hassle if I try to pack up now and go. A real hassle. I gotta try to figure this out. So I was listening to my weather radio, and I gotta call it. I have to call it. It's saying that there's another, there's two more big storms coming this way this week. There's one coming tomorrow, and then there's one coming Friday. And they're both talking about great snowfall. My shelter can't take anymore if it's gonna keep snowing. I mean, I already got like 3 inches on top. Any more, the whole shelter is collapsing. I mean, there's a lot that I want to do, but at the same time, it's like, it's not really risky, risking yourself for situations like this. I mean, I'm gonna send a spot GPS messenger out. So there you have it. I'm sorry everybody that I have to bail out early. There's just a couple of issues that had me concerned. One, the shelter is leaking. It really started leaking, and that's kind of too much for me. It was cool that my friends came up and helped me put it up, but breaking it down was not an easy task. It took me almost an hour and a half to break it down. And then the wood stove. My wood stove is not big enough to heat that whole shelter. I could barely fill it on the other side, and it's just like I was keeping the heat cranked so much that my stove started glowing red. And that's not good. That's weakening the metal. So, and imagine me doing that for like another 3 days before I get out. I mean, I got to. So I made the call for my ride. We'll be here in a few hours. I'm working my way down the road. It's not easy. It wasn't easy dragging these two down the trail either. So, yeah, it's just time to say goodbye. It was still fun. I mean, if I had my other shelter, probably wouldn't be leaving. It's just the wait. I'm dreading this wait.